Welcome to Romania.
In the northern mountains of Romania, you can still find the last vestiges of European peasant life.
Farinka?
And that's one of the reasons this is such a great place to find rare, beautiful objects.
This is exactly why I came here.
Handcrafted musical horns, objects carved by some of the world's best woodworkers, even dancing deer that were once used to scare away werewolves. Romania, where once upon a time still is. I'm Ian Grant. I'll go anywhere and do anything to find the world's most amazing objects. Many have stories to tell and priceless secrets to reveal. Some I'll sell in my shop back home. Others I'll keep for my own collection. It's a crazy way to make a living, but I love what I do because I never know what I'll find next. Deep in northern Romania, it may be the 21st century, but somebody forgot to tell the people who live here. Isolated by rugged mountains and years of communist rule, this place gives new meaning to the word rustic. Romania is in Eastern Europe on the Black Sea. I'm heading north from the capital Bucharest to Maramureș, one of the country's most isolated regions.
How much further do you think?
I guess it's about 5 kilometers.
This is my friend Juana, and she's taken me up to this tiny little village where they make this Romanian instrument called a tulnik. We're going to be able to see it made. Trick is, of course, getting there as ever.
You'd have to just park here. Afraid we can't go any further. So it might be a good idea to call this man and just go there by horse. What do you say?
Really? I'm up for the horse.
Poor horses.
I gotta admit, stepping back in time isn't all that bad. Our first stop is the home of the tulnik master Mariana.
Looks like a good tulnik spot.
For hundreds of years, the tulnik was the only way people in these mountains could communicate.
Bring home bread, milk, cheese, come home, you're late for dinner, all that sort of stuff.
They developed their own unique language made up of musical notes. I'd love to buy one of these, but first, I think it'd be great to get a lesson on one.
I'm gonna have to sign up for some more lessons, I think.
Now, playing the tulnik is a dying art, and I'm not doing it any favors either.
Not enough tongue, I guess. You're a determined teacher, and it's a good thing, but it's gonna take a while. So now we're gonna be able to go see her dad who makes them here, right? Yeah, that's part of it. All right, let's do it. Cool. Like this, on the shoulder? That's right.
Nicoletta's father and grandfather are among the last people in Romania still making tulniks. It's all done by hand. The first step, splitting a spruce log into narrow sections.
So we set it first, right? Get a little shot like that, boom, and then we're in. There we go.
They like you. They say you are good at this as well.
I was a born tulnik maker, right?
After tapering the end, that will be the mouthpiece. A truce begins to round the edges.
So he's keeping his feet so it just latches in, but then he lets the pressure off and he can move what I'm assuming is sort of the beginning stages of the tulnik, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Look at that. That's great.
The largest tulniks are over 10 feet long. The longer the horn, the richer the sound.
This is a medium-sized tulnik and a large tulnik.
Once the surface of the tulnik is smooth, it's split in half, and the inside is hollowed out.
Boy, he's fast.
Then, the two halves are glued and held together with strips made from spruce branches.
These help hold it together over time. They've wrapped them over like that and tied under, and maybe glue that as well.
Finally, a red-hot iron burns the hole for the mouthpiece.
Naturally, I have to get the ridiculously large one, but it's a beautiful piece, and it's feather light. You know, where else are you going to find an instrument like this? See how much it costs.
Vrea să cumpere tulnicul ăsta mare, cât costă?
3,5.
3.5 million Romanian
3
currency.
million.
3 million
3
and a half.
million. $125. Not a bad price. But
Would you give me a little break, or?
It's already a very good price, but
It's just for the sake of argument, 3 million.
3 million would be $100.
okay.
Yeah?
Mircea, mai lăsăm
100.
ceva?
Hai să mai lăsăm ceva cât de cât.
It's a deal. Great. Thank you very much. Mulțumesc.
Sănătate, Doamne ajută.
It's a really nice instrument, and you know what? It's also nice to have a piece that represents Romanian culture that's, fast disappearing. Beautiful.
But as I'm about to leave, they call me back. I discover that in Romania, if you don't eat or drink with your hosts, it can be considered an insult.
So this is what I walked in on, this big spread of, classic Romanian food, and of course, the national drink, horinca. Noroc, yeah? Noroc. Very good. I'm gonna go call some sheep now.
Next, I ride the rails Romanian style. On my way to meet one of the country's most famous wood carvers.
50 years of experience right there, though.
Then I get to witness the goat dance, an ancient tradition in Romania that's intended to ward off evil spirits.
Look at that goat head. It looks really much more like a deer to me, but I don't want to start an international incident. It's a deer. A big reason I came to northern Romania is to see a way of life that's completely disappeared throughout the rest of Europe. This is one of the few remaining steam engines in Europe, but the big deal is it's still being used today in the local industry. It brings the lumberjacks up in the mountains and then brings the logs back down to get processed. Anywhere else, it's be a tourist attraction. Here, it's part of daily business. We're going up into the hills with it.
The train carries lumberjacks up the Văju Valley to work the heavily forested hillsides. On the way down, it hauls logs to the nearby sawmill.
We stopped to get water for the steam engine.
They stick the hose in the stream and suck up all the water they need. To create the steam takes coal and wood. Not an easy job.
Clearly we have steam.
And just like that, we're back on track.
Just caught the train.
At the station, the crew wishes me luck with, what else? A shot of horinca, the homemade brandy. It's my new favorite tradition.
They want to wish you something.
Oh, very good.
Doamne, nu o lua dintre noi, uica, și să curgă și din piatră seacă.
God, please don't take horinca from us and let it pour even from a stone.
Oh, yeah, that's a good wish. It's a very good wish. Horinca from a stone. Yeah, noroc, yeah. All right, noroc, yeah.
Now, back to relic hunting. And just to be on the safe side, I'll let someone else do the driving.
This area of Maramureș is renowned for its wood carving, and I'm on my way to meet one of the best, Mr. Papandreou, who's known all over Romania for all these fantastic objects he makes.
My guide Toby lives in Bucharest, but spends a lot of time here in the north, and he knows this part of the country well.
It's beautiful. All these heavily carved gates and the buildings with the big dovetail joining on the corners.
The elaborately carved wooden gates are one of the most striking architectural features in Maramureș. And as you might expect, the gate to Papandreou's house is unbelievable.
This is a local symbol, the continuity of life. You know, you see the rope. Push the door and get in.
Push the door and get in.
Sure.
All right. It's a great handle.
Yes.
Door.
This is Poppin Day.
Ah, yeah. Nice to meet you in person.
Papande is doing his best to pass on the woodworking tradition. He has 2 apprentices learning the craft.
He's doing the, the concept.
Yeah.
And they are beginning to learn to do, the details.
But this is a good sign. I mean, he's got young guys
Yes.
trying to learn the traditional craft, right? I mean, that's good.
Da, aici am inginere și aici e un băiet care lucra la mine de câțiva zeci de ani.
So this one is the son-in-law. He never touched wood before he married his daughter.
Nu, el nu a crezut că se poate și el să poată lucra.
He didn't think he would be able, but now you can see he's doing some stuff.
Yeah. Boy, he flies through that. 50 years of experience right there, though. But look at that. That's great.
The objects I'm interested in are the small traditional things that Papande carves.
He's making some special sticks.
There we go, sir. Nice to meet you. Starting young, too, yeah. Grandson. Your grandson?
These weaver spindles are a symbol of fertility, and traditionally, a man would give one to the woman he loves.
Încreștare, unire, tot ce pornește
So it's
bine.
the symbol of faith and love. You see all this coming together.
Coming together, yeah.
This
Da, unirea asta.
bonding.
But, of course, it's all very discreet.
It was not given openly to the girl, this.
The man hides the spindle in his pants, so only the woman can see it.
Pants
băgat în
like
picioare
this,
ca aici.
and you put it like this.
Uh-huh.
Când a ieșit, când a plecat, și
So
acolo
when he leaves the house, the girl comes out and takes the spindle. The man has to pay for it. But the girl that got the thing has to pay it, in natural exchange.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm definitely going to get one of these. That's great.
Papande also makes another kind of stick.
These are the shepherd's staffs that double as a flask.
Guess what they're filled with?
ridică mai sus un pic.
Orinka.
Da, mai bine și.
For shepherds in the cold mountains, a walking stick full of horinka is just the ticket.
It's enough to make it an enjoyable afternoon?
Probably to make the day.
Yeah, to make the whole day. All right. I like the little horinka drinking message on here, too. All in moderation. How much is a stick? With filled up
Limbu horinka.
horinka stick, yeah.
Oh yeah. You cannot sell tires not inflated. You cannot get a stick without horinka in it. Yes.
I like that a lot.
In the end, I buy both the shepherd stick and the fertility spindle for $100. It's a great deal.
This is exactly why I came here. These are traditional pieces from remote regions of Romania. They're nice, too. Can we go up here? Ah, cool. Just assuming that was a yes. Horinka? Ah, all right. That's the mash, or the beginnings. Come on, check this out. The pots on the trees here. My understanding is when there's a daughter available for marriage in the home, they put pots on the trees to let everyone know. I think it looks like they've got 2 competing daughters here. The famed twins of Maramuris are available for marriage, friends.
Să vadă dacă îi place în cameră. Mergeți în casă.
Now we can, oh, I think she wants to go into her house.
Mergeți în casă. Așa care
Confecțiune.
The hospitality in Romania is truly unbelievable, and it starts at a young age.
Thank you. Mulțumesc.
Inside, I'm introduced to Mr. Oprish. It turns out he makes the traditional hats called clop.
Așa. Acum uitați aici.
I'll keep it on straight. I like it. I'm working the hat. Yeah.
Lasă pic.
And of course, Horinka. I'm telling you, everywhere you show up, Horinka is suddenly in your hand.
Mulți ani.
Mulțan?
Mulți ani.
Ah, very good.
That means cheers.
Cheers. It's cold here. You need to warm up with something.
Time to get back on the road and make my way to see the famous goat dance and possibly buy one of the incredible masks they wear for these festivities. It's just one of the unique ways Romanians celebrate the New Year.